Hey guys, welcome into the show. My name is Tyler Kluver. I'm a former Division 1 athlete. I now run a fitness coaching business as well as a sports media brand that creates podcasts, sells merchandise, and creates other exclusive content. This show is a place for me to document my thoughts on fitness, health, nutrition, maybe some business or mindset stuff, as well as update anyone listening on my own competitive fitness endeavors and life events. I want everybody that comes and listens to this show to take something away that can make their life better, whether it's a diet or fitness tip or a way of thinking about things that motivates you to be better in your own life. Hopefully, we can get that done. But regardless, I'm glad you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. We're back. Snap Podcast here again. And today might be a boring episode, and I don't care. It could be a short episode, and I don't care. And that intro actually makes me sound like I'm in a bad mood. I'm actually not in a bad mood. It's Monday. It's a great day. Back on that Monday recording schedule. Didn't know what we were going to record about today. Had a couple. No, I basically had one. We're doing this qualifier workout thing, and we're in the final week. Last week, what was the workout? I don't even remember at this point. Deadlifts, toes to bar, box jumps. Didn't go like I wanted it to. We'll get to the qualifier and where we sit in that in just a second. It is pretty much the relevancy of this episode. But I just walked upstairs. I knew that on my list of to-do things today was a full production posting of this episode to be ready for Wednesday. I didn't have a topic. We will talk about disc golf later in the episode, by the way. Exciting week for that. And I just thought, Gary V, for anybody that knows who that is, puts out a lot of content, a lot of content around putting out content and being a creator. And his best advice is document. Don't force anything. Just document your life. And there you go. That's content. You don't have to force ideas. You don't have to do anything. You just turn the camera on, or in this case, you turn the microphone on. You just document. Talk about what's going on in your life, your business, your whatever, and other people will choose to find that entertaining or not. The market will decide. But at least you have something. You don't sit there and toil over, should I create this video? Should I make this podcast? Should I do this topic? I'll just do this episode and people will listen to it or not, and we'll continue on. And first of all, I love the indecisiveness about that. But in practice, about 6 minutes ago when I walked up the stairs and I was trying to figure out what we're going to talk about today, the one thing that's relevant this week is, like I said, last week of the qualifier, this last week's workout, which will be in the scorebooks. You can go and find how poorly or well I did on this workout when this episode comes out. The leaderboard will be finalized at the point that this podcast drops. And the final workout is just upper body pulling gymnastics and double unders. Two things I'm not good at. Historically, not good at. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not like heavy deads, like super heavy deads or, and to be honest, I've cleared up a lot of the like major weaknesses in my CrossFit game. So I wouldn't say I have anything that just drastically murders me. But this workout is a 12-minute time cap to get in, 45 regular pull-ups, 30 chest to bar pull-ups, 15 bar muscle ups, and then on the other side of the double unders, 450 double unders. And when you get over 350, 400 double unders for me in a workout, especially one that's a 12-minute time frame, you're starting to get up there. Something about the double under movement, which is just a jump rope, and you jump and it passes under your feet not once but twice. It goes under 2 times, a double under. Something about that movement just murders me. I have huge calves, and my calves get blown up. I don't know if I'm not doing it right. I know I don't have the best rope for it, but my rope is okay. It's a speed rope. It's a CrossFit speed rope. Like, I I used to be okay with them, and now I almost have, like, the yips, if that is such a thing. And it's a workout where you need to keep moving. Like, this workout to finish and finish well for sure, you have to have smooth sets where you're not really resting a lot. You need to hit, it's sets of 50, 75, and then one big set of 150 at the end. You have to hit those in very, like, minimal breaks. And then on top of that, your shoulders and your heart rate start to tick up there, for me at least. And then you have to do these 90 reps of pulling gymnastics. I'm an upper body pusher. I'm not a puller, right? I'm great at handstand push-ups, bench press, jerks, anything that's pushing, handstand walking even. I'm not great at any ring muscle ups or pull-ups. It's not my thing. So we've put together two bad things, and to make things even more interesting, my partner and I, on the deadlift toe to bar box jump workout last week, we thought we'd be okay. It was our worst performance yet relative to the scoreboard, and it dropped us down from 35th or 36th place, which was 12 spots clear of the cut line to qualifying for this thing in person, all the way down to 44th, which is 4 spots away from 48th, which is the last team that gets in. And the expectation for this thing was not only we'd qualify, but we'd make it pretty handily and be able to, like, maybe compete for the top side of this, which would be not 16. The top 16 are in a different division. They're the pro division. So 17th would be technically the first place team heading into the in-person event. We thought we could go and push for like a 25th or a top 10 spot in this. So it's a little disappointing. Um, I think I don't know how this last week is gonna shake out, but I've put myself in a position where I have a not great workout for me that I tried once already. I did it on Saturday, and it did not go well. I didn't finish it. I quit the workout. Like, it's something I rarely do. I got 10 minutes into the workout, realized I wasn't gonna finish it, and that score wasn't gonna cut it, and I was gonna have to redo it, and I just fucking quit. And I had a tough 10 minutes mentally. Really, I was pissed all Saturday, but especially right after that workout, I had some tough minutes of self-contemplation there. It was a moment of thoughts, all the negative thoughts come creeping in. Like, this is a workout that I should absolutely be able to finish. I have 3, 4, 5 friends who are also doing this workout who can all finish this thing in 9, 10, 11 minutes. And if I would have completed it on Saturday and just disregarded the clock, it would have taken me 13 minutes. Um, I work out and train too much for that to be the case. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do this workout in a similar-ish time to everybody else, even though they're not great movements for me. And that pissed me off. I was sad, I was mad, I'm not happy, and I'm still not happy about it. And I now have to go into I have to redo it here. In about 3 hours, I'm gonna redo it, and I need to be clutch. I have to somehow clutch this workout and come up big, because if I don't, then our combined score, my partner and I, is not gonna make the cut here for this final week. And that I mean, there I'm in a pressure cooker moment. We have a pressure situation today. And my mental space is gonna need some work. We're gonna have to do some mental work in the next 3 hours to bring me to a spot where I can attack this workout for 12 minutes and get this thing done. Um, yeah, again, this whole thing has me just this is just a ramble of like a mental lapse for me. But again, this is just what's real in my life right now. It does, if we're gonna try and make a bigger point out of this, sort of bring me to a space where I often find myself briefly, not for long periods of time, probably not even as long as like this weekend toiling over this workout. It brings me to a space where I get a lot in business. I run this Snap podcast. I'd hardly say that this is part of the business, but this is a feature of, my fitness business, I guess we would call it. Um, the podcasting, the media stuff that I do with the Wash Up Walk-Ons. I run basically two of my own businesses, companies. I don't like calling them either of that because they don't feel that big, but they are how I make my money. And oftentimes, like I would say at least once a month, probably more than that, I have a several hour to day long fog that I will get into where it feels like everything is going to crash and my life's going to get turned upside down, and like this wave of anxiety hits me and I'm like, I'll just start having these thoughts of, I don't know if I can maintain this. I don't know if this is going to work again next year. I don't know if people are going to keep listening to the podcast. What am I going to do if the podcast fails? Sorry for the yawn. What am I going to like? Am I still going to be able to like try and make this show work? Are people still going to pay for the Patreon? Like all these things. Am I going to have to go full on? Like, am I going to have to get a job at a gym again? Am I going to have to go work for the man? Like, I just have these thoughts and it'll just spiral. And then I'll realize that that anxiety passes. And there's the other extreme of this that I'll find myself in where I feel great. I feel momentum. I feel creative and there's ideas coming. And I feel like the business has so many places to grow or so many different things we can do to like keep it going and make it sustainable. And so it's just nature. You're going to experience the good and the bad of every situation you're in. And you have to make sure. I think this is the one thing I've really fallen into lately when I start to feel that anxiety about keeping my businesses going. And I'm going to try and do it here with this workout today in a more micro situation is the negative emote. You're going to feel it. You can't totally avoid that. You have to process it and just work through it somehow. And in business, I process it now by just saying, okay, currently in my brain, it feels like everything is going to come crashing down. But I know that with time, this will go away and I will feel motivated or better about, the stability of my business in a day or 2 days or, next week. With this workout, I guess the way to approach that is, anxiety and excitement and all of this, is I have to come back to the fun of it. I have to understand that part of that anxiety, those negative thoughts is because I do train a lot and I have the capability and I have the ability to do this workout and complete it in a good time. And I have the ability to step up and perform when pressure is on. And I just need to do that. You have to use the energy, process that energy in a positive way, and not let it work on you. You have to work on it. And that's really all I have to say. I don't know what much more I'm going to put into this podcast. Um, I think the overarching theme here is like you're not going to totally avoid anxiety or negative emotion. You have to find a way in the different situations that it presents itself to use it instead of letting it use you. And that's all I have to say. Hopefully that makes sense. I think that's a internal process that has to happen inside of each and every one of us, and every situation is different. So it does take some work. Um, but I think that will yield the best result when it comes to dealing with that inevitable emotion or, negative thoughts. We'll flip it here on the end of this podcast. Shorter one for me today. Disc golf. We've been on the disc golf YTK tour of 2024. We went and played Waterford again. That is the disc golf course it's like Clive slash, I think it's in Clive. I don't know. It's on the edge it's kind of between Waukee and Grimes, out in a newer housing development, new neighborhood on the edge of Des Moines. It's a 13-hole course. It really is a great course. I'm starting to like it more and more. It's probably like the closest course to me other than the one across the street, Centennial, that we play often. I went over there. I lost 4 discs, but I felt good about the round. I think I played 1 over, or I don't know. We figured out our forehand. At least we made leaps and bounds progress on our forehand, which is huge. And this week, over the course of the next couple weeks, assuming that the days are okay, basically every Friday that we have now is just up in the air of like, hey, is it a nice day? I'll go play disc golf. Is it not? I won't. But this Friday, my brother, who obviously is a big disc golfer, part of why I got into it in the first place, he took the day off. We are going to go play probably the most well-known course in Iowa, which is Pickard Park in Indianola. It is a tour stop on the Pro Disc Golf Tour. They bring the True Bank Des Moines Challenge. Every touring pro comes to this course and plays this thing. And it is a hard pro level course. So we are in for one, but it is going to be very exciting. To drive to Indianola, play the course, and drive back, it's going to be like a 3 to 4 hour ordeal. So it's like we're having a disc golf Friday on Fridays. It's going to be exciting. Um, so we will have updates on that. That will be fun to talk about. It'll be the first. I mean, yeah, other than like Ewing Park or Grandview, those two courses are similar-ish in quality and like, upkeep and level. But this will be a legit course that pros play on. And we're gonna play, I think, from the women's tees, just because we do not have the men's pro distance, but it'll still be really fun. It'll still be very, very hard, and the score will not be very good, but it'll be a good time. Not sure what you're gonna take about from this. Glad you came to the Snap podcast, listen to 17 minutes of me ramble, and we will be back next week to recap that round, recap this final qualifier workout that I'm about to hit in 3 hours, and maybe have a little bit of roundup of what's next for me CrossFit wise, and beyond. So we'll see.